January 2022, something impossible happened. An entire country vanished from the internet. Government websites, the national airline, state news, all of it gone for more than a week. The world assumed it was a superpower, a secret military, an act of war. The truth was stranger. It was one man, alone, in his living room, in shorts and flip-flops, eating corn snacks. Welcome back to Wisdom Chronicles, where we uncover the world's most disturbing, untold mysteries. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at power, technology, and the invisible wars being fought all around us. Today's story isn't about armies, it isn't about governments, it's about one ordinary man, sitting alone in his living room, who did something no nation on earth had ever dared to do. He didn't have soldiers, he didn't have permission, all he had was a laptop, a grudge, and a warning the whole world ignored. And in 7 unbelievable days, he brought an entire country to its knees. This is the story of the lone hacker who declared war on North Korea and won. Let's begin. To understand this story, you need to understand North Korea. It is one of the most sealed-off nations on Earth. Its people don't browse the internet, you and I know. They're trapped inside a tiny, closed network, a digital prison with only a handful of doors to the outside world. And in January 2022, the regime was celebrating ballistic missile tests, a show of power to the world. But behind that iron curtain, North Korea was hiding a secret weapon of its own, an army of ghosts. Because North Korea doesn't just build missiles, it builds hackers. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, on the coast of Florida, lived a man the world would come to know only as P4X. His real name, revealed years later, is Alejandro Cáceres, a Colombian-American cybersecurity expert, brilliant, fearless, and carrying a very personal grudge. Because a year earlier, in January 2021, North Korea's spies had come for him. He was one of several Western security researchers targeted in a coordinated operation. The North Koreans wanted to steal his hacking tools, to turn his own weapons against the world. They picked the wrong man. Like any responsible expert, he did the right thing. He reported the attack to the FBI, to America's Cyber Defense Agency. He waited and waited. No help, no protection, not even an acknowledgement, just silence. And in that silence, a dangerous idea began to grow. If his own government wouldn't defend him, he would defend himself. If they don't see we have teeth, it's just going to keep coming. So in late January 2022, he began. No government backing, no team, no permission. Just one man in slippers and pajama pants, munching on corn snacks, launching a war against a nation. He didn't need billion-dollar weapons. North Korea's digital walls were old and cracked. Outdated web servers, unpatched flaws, a system that had never been tested by a determined outsider. He wrote his own simple programs, rented a handful of cloud servers, and aimed them straight at the regime's few dozen public websites. Then he leaned back and watched a country go dark. The state news site, gone. The national airline, gone. Government servers, gone. For more than 7 days, he tore North Korea's public internet offline, again and again, from his living room. But here is what makes this story different from the villains of Pyongyang. He could have gone further. He didn't. He wasn't there to hurt the North Korean people, most of them trapped on a separate, closed network, unaware any of this was happening. His target was the regime, the machine, the men who had come after him. It was a message written in silence and static. Mess with us, and there will be consequences. The world took notice. Analysts scrambled. Surely a lone man couldn't do this. It had to be a nation. But Cáceres had planned for this moment. He'd recorded everything, screen captures, videos, proof that he and he alone had done it. He took his story to Wired magazine, And to shield himself from North Korean revenge and from his own government's prosecutors, he invented a name, P4X, pronounced Pax, the Latin word for peace. A quiet joke, peace, forced at the point of a keyboard. He was certain of one thing: his own country would come to arrest him. He was wrong. Instead of prosecuting the man who single-handedly attacked a foreign state, the US government tried to recruit him. He was pulled into the shadowy world of America's state hackers, introduced to defense and intelligence officials, asked to show them how one man had done what entire agencies could not. He pitched them a new vision of cyberwar, faster, leaner, bolder. They said no. And so, disillusioned in 2024, the ghost did the last thing anyone expected. He stepped out of the shadows and revealed his own face to the world. So what does this story leave us with? That power isn't always about armies or budgets or nations. Sometimes the greatest force in the world is a single person who refuses to stay silent. But it asks a harder question too. When the systems meant to protect us fail, when the people in charge look away, how far is one person allowed to go to defend themselves? Is it justice, or is it just revenge, dressed up in the word peace? Alejandro Cáceres switched off a country from his living room, and in doing so, he switched on a debate the world still hasn't answered. One man, one laptop, one nation in the dark. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. If this story gave you chills, subscribe to Wisdom Chronicles, because the most unbelievable stories are the ones that are true. Next week, the secret army of hackers North Korea uses to steal billions.